What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our player ratings here on Anfield Agenda after Liverpool have convincingly beaten Manchester City by 2-0. A result that caps off a fantastic week for Arne Slot's men. 2-0 victory over the reigning European champions, followed up with a 2-0 victory over the reigning Premier League champions. And I think I'm not alone in saying that for me, that's the end of Manchester City's title aspirations for this campaign. I'm not writing off Arsenal, I'm not writing off Chelsea, but I am saying that for me is the end of City. So I'm going to go through and do what we always do, which is give the referee, the players and the manager all a score out of 10. Feel free to play along in the comment section. Some of you have already done so by submitting your player ratings in our match reaction. Those scores have been averaged, and on each player or referee image you will see two squares. The one in the upper right hand corner is the Anfield Agenda audience average score, and the one in the big square is going to be my player rating score. But before we get into that, got to say a massive thank you to our incredible sponsors, Manscaped. We wouldn't be here without them, and this holiday season, why not treat that loved one in your life to something special from our friends at Manscaped. We all know that they've got you covered downstairs, but now they've upped their game. They've got the Chairman Pro Package face shaving kit to give you guys that perfect shave. If you don't fancy that, you can also get the Dome, which is a new razor for people like myself who love a shaved head. Or of course you can stick to the old reliable Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. You can get 20% off and free shipping store-wide at manscaped.com by using our unique code Anfield20 at checkout. And here's the good thing. It doesn't even matter if the items are already on sale. That code still works and you will get that tremendous discount. Right, my friends, let's get stuck into it. We're going to start off with the referee. And look, I needn't have had any concerns, being honest, coming into this one, because I thought the referee, I thought he was top notch. I've got no complaints. In fact, I've given him a score of 9. I do think he refereed the game very well. There are some decisions I thought maybe a couple of niggly fouls on Mo, but I think he got all the big decisions right. I can't actually believe I'm about to say this, but apparently in the mad football universe we live in, some people were complaining about the penalty awarding. It was the most nailed on obvious penalty you'll ever see. Salah didn't interfere with play at all. Diaz hit the ball, followed it on himself, tried to round or take it, got brought down. Stonewall penalty, and the ref didn't hesitate to point to the spot. So fair play, Chris Kavanagh, and I've given him a score of 9. Not often you're going to see that from me for referees. Anfield Agenda audience going with a 7.2. Next up, Caoimhín Kelleher didn't have much to do today. Virgil tried to give him something to keep him busy, and of course Caoimhín still made the save. There's not much more I can add about Kelleher other than what we've said already. It has been a pleasure to watch this man step up to fill Alisson Becker's shoes, and he's done it fantastically week in and week out. Today, I've given him a score of 8.5, and look at that. Simpatico, the Anfield Agenda viewers, exactly the same with a score of 8.5. Now we move on to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and obviously for those asking about why he was substituted, just want to reiterate, I'm sure that was the medical department saying to Arne, 70 minutes is enough, he's coming back from the hamstring concern, you know, you don't want to put too much pressure on him there and pick up another injury, especially with Conor Bradley being out. I thought Trent was fantastic today. We know the range of passing, it was on display out there again. Defensively though, I thought he was brilliant. Matheus Nunes tried to go around him at one point, wasn't happening, stepped up, won that ball. And he's just improving defensively. Got to give the man his credit. Obviously, we hope he signs a new deal and stays around. But today, I've given Trent a score of 9. You guys, I've gone a bit lower with an 8.1. Next up, Joe Gomez. Again, no need to fear when Joe's around. We know that he's going to be able to come in and do the job admirably. As soon as we had the bad news around Ibrahim Konate, we knew we'd be okay. Because Joe Gomez is a solid pro. Came in today alongside Virgil and was top notch. No qualms, no complaints, no notes, Joe. Just keep doing what you're doing. I've given him a score today of an 8.5. You guys have gone a little bit lower with an 8.2. By the way, they're going to be good scores today, and why wouldn't they be? Because, you know, I don't say this lightly. I don't really have much to complain about with any player today in their performances. I thought that they were all, to a man, hard workers, honest, and they endeavoured to get the win, which they did. So now we move on to our captain. Now, I did dock him half a point for trying to give De Bruyne a consolation goal. Same way he tried to do it when he gave it away in the halfway line before as well. He needs to stop these little momentary lapses, because other than that, oh my days, it was a clinic, a masterclass. The personal favourite was the long ball over the top when it was him and Haaland. Just stuck his foot around the side of Haaland, played the ball across to his centre-back partner and went about his business. Absolutely phenomenal from Virg. And if it wasn't for that little De Bruyne mishap pass, he would have got a 10. But because of that, I've given him a 9.5. And you guys have gone for a 9.1. He was also voted your Anfield Agenda Man of the Match. You guys cast over 5,500 votes, and Virgil was your winner. Next up, Andy Robertson. I thought he had a very solid game today. Always full of energy down that left-hand side. And it was like looking at Robbo from years gone by. Maybe Arne was right. Maybe over the past couple of games, you know, big opposition this week. Real Madrid and then Man City today. And I thought Robbo was very good in both games. So today, for me, Robbo gets an 8. And you guys exactly the same. I don't think that's happened much, to be honest. But there you go. An 8 from you guys as well. Ryan Gravenberch. Every week he gets better. Every week he just makes it look easier. Every week he finds a new way to let the ball roll across his body and get away from midfielders. Foden had to bring him down and pick up a booking in the first half. He's just silky smooth. Who doesn't love watching Ryan Gravenberch play? Arne Slot is getting the best out of this guy and turning him into one of the best midfielders in Europe. Today I've given him a score of 9. You guys have gone a little bit lower with an 8.6. Into midfield again, Alexis Mac Allister. I love that angry Mac Allister roar there in that image, by the way. I thought Alexis was very good today. We totally dominated nearly all aspects of that game. Yes, Manchester City had periods of possession, particularly in the second half, but they didn't really do much with it. So I thought Alexis, Dominik Szoboszlai and Ryan Gravenberch all did very well today. Alexis I've given a score of 8.5. And again, you guys have gone a little bit lower than me with an 8.2. Your hard task, masters. Dominik Szoboszlai, and I guess that was the big call today, right? Curtis Jones or Dominik Szoboszlai, which one was he going to go with? He went with Szoboszlai. I think he repaid the manager's faith. Had some good strikes from distance today, some lovely link-up play, always full of energy, both attacking and defensive. I thought it was a really, really well-rounded display today from Dominik Szoboszlai, the type of display we've been asking for from him more regularly this season. So I'm going to give him a 9. And again, you've gone a little bit lower with an 8.6. Honestly, I would say that's probably, if not the best performance of his this season. Cody Gakpo. What a goal. Well done, Cody, on that one. He looks so much more comfortable coming in off the left, doesn't he, than when we tried playing him through the centre. And the timing of that run was magnificent. Now, look, we'll talk about Mohamed Salah's pass, and that was top-notch in itself. But I like Cody out there. He's great aerially as well. I love when he sees when he goes up at centre backs and full backs for headers. He more often than not comes out on top. So today I've gone and given him an 8.5. And look at this, you've gone a little bit higher than me. You're thinking I'm doing him dirty there a slight bit. You've gone with an 8.6. Let us know in the comments if you agree or you disagree. Now we move on to the great man. And another stat that we spoke about in the match reaction that is doing the rounds now is 36 is the number of times that Mohamed Salah has scored and assisted in a single Premier League game. Only himself and Wayne Rooney have put up those numbers in the Premier League. Yes, he did miss a chance today that he knows he should have scored. But, of course, when he was called upon and the penalty was given, he brushed aside, hitting the post during the week, and then just buried it into the corner to make it 2-0 and again celebrated with the fans. Well done, Mo. Keep it going and hopefully you're going to get that dough, mate, because you deserve it. Mohamed Salah today gets a 9 from me. You guys have gone with an 8.8. Bit harsh that, lads. A goal and an assist. Come on now. Got to be a 9. Moving on to Lucho. So there was a lot to like about Lucho today, but there was also some things that just weren't right. His touch at times was a little bit heavy. He takes a little bit too long to shoot on occasion. But look, he's brilliant. I do love him. And he was playing a role that was more unfamiliar to him centrally. But I do think today, if I was to pick out one player that I was a tiny bit underwhelmed with, I'd probably say Lucho. With that in mind, I've gone for a 7.5. You guys have gone a little bit higher there and given him an 8. Again, not to say he didn't have a good game, but, you know, against what other players were doing today, I just thought I was left a little bit wanting with Lucho. Darwin, you know, the best part about when he came on, I actually thought was the defensive side of what he did. Tried to put himself about as well to get us that third goal. And look, who doesn't love a happy Darwin? But defensively, I thought he was a big help to us there when he came on today. Still question marks to be answered there, but off his little cameo today, I've given him a 7, and you guys have gone a bit higher with a 7.6. Now we move on to Jarell Quansah, and I was absolutely gobsmacked that we didn't see Joe Gomez move across to right back when Jarell came on. But he did the job absolutely fine. City had brought Doku on to try and get at a right back. And whether it was Trent, whether it was Quansah, he wasn't getting too much change. So well done, Jarell. And I've given him a score of 7.5. You guys pretty much the same. Little bit lower with a 7.4. Next up, Curtis Jones probably can feel disappointed that he didn't get the start today. But when he came on, it was him picking up where he left off. Always difficult to judge players coming on at the end of games like that or give them a valid score when you're comparing them with players who were there for 80, 85 minutes. So I'm going to give Curtis today a score of 7, and you guys are going a little bit higher with a 7.4. If I was to give Curtis a season an average, by the way, it'd be probably around 8 so far. I think he's done really, really well. This man. Now look, the score that I'm about to give him is no reflection whatsoever on the few seconds he was on the pitch. It's just out of sheer happiness that he's back on the pitch, playing, and we get to see him again. I've missed Harvey Elliott. I'm sure you guys have as well. He is such a likeable young man. So I've given him a stupidly big 10 because he's back. It's not based off anything other than he's back. Because how can I give somebody a score for a minute being on the pitch? So let's just give him a 10 and enjoy the fact that he's back. And last, but certainly by no means least, the man that's overseen it all. The man that's shutting up Gary Neville. The man that's turning more doubters into believers. And the man that has us 9 points clear of Arsenal and Chelsea. And 11 points clear of Manchester City. The man who's overseen a 2-0 victory over the reigning European champions and the reigning Premier League champions in 1 week. I am, of course, speaking about the gaffer, Arne Slot. He gets himself a score of 10 today. 9.7 from you guys, and shame on anyone that hasn't hit the number 10. What more can he do? Again, lovely to see him beaming with pride out there on the pitch after the game. Now all eyes will be on St James's Park, of course, on Wednesday for another difficult game and what is another difficult week, but bring it on. They keep coming, they keep doubting, Liverpool keep answering, Arne Slot keeps finding solutions, and Liverpool are top of everything. HMS Pistol League is about to get sail. You better get on board with it. So ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tonight at 8:45 for a celebratory late night agenda where we're going to be marking what is a magnificent day for all of us Liverpool fans. Don't forget, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like if you've enjoyed it. Why not hit that subscribe button as well? And thank you once again to our incredible sponsors, Manscaped. A reminder, as you can see on the screen, you can get 20% off and free shipping store-wide on manscaped.com with our code Anfield20. Talk to you later. The Reds are top by a long, long, long way. And long may it continue. Much love.